There is another method of adding the values into the cache, and that method is called cache add. And this also accepts, similarly to the other things, it accepts the key and the values. So now if I enter the key and the value would be, let's say, I change the email to, let's say, anything, example.com, and then I get the information again, the cache value again back, and output it into the browser. Now if I reload the page, what's happening here? Our email didn't get changed. Why is that? The reason is that there is a difference between cache put and the cache add. So the cache add will only add the values into the cache keys unless those do not exist. So it will only add once the key does not exist in the cache already. In that case, the user underscore email key was already there and it already had a value as well. So that is why this didn't change the value of the original cache key as it was before in the cache put method. So that's the difference between cache put and cache add. Now, in every cache, we have to define the time to live. So at what time or how many seconds we want the cache to be to exist or to be stored in the browser. There is another method if we want to use the cache for forever. So that is called cache forever. Now if I enter the cache and forever, so this will accept again the key. So the key, let's say I change the key to maybe email underscore 1, and the value would be info@example.com, maybe example2.com. Now if I try to get the value from the cache, which is this one, and if I reload, you see I have got another cache information. So let me just put a break here. So br, there we go. Now we have info@example2.com. Now this cache is stored forever, which means that we cannot delete it programmatically, but we can delete it manually. So by using the cache forget method. So if you want to delete that, we can use cache forget, and then inside the cache forget we can use user underscore email underscore 1. Now the cache forever, what this will do, this will not accept a third parameter, which is TTL, time to live, and this will remember it forever in the browser unless we delete it manually. So in this case we can use the cache forget method. Now if I reload the page and once more time, if I get the cache value and echo it, we still have the cache value here. The reason is that because we are again defining it here. So we have defined it and we have also, so let's comment this section. Now if I reload the page, that value is gone. By using this cache forget method, this is not only applicable to forever, but it is applicable to all our cache values. So for example, if I want to forget the value of user email as well, and then I just comment this line, again I comment this line and this one as well. Now I have forgot this, so if I now echo out, I should not be able to see that. There we go. Now the cache value is gone. Now there is another method which is called if we want to remove every value of the cache, so that method is called cache flush. So this will flush all the values of our cache. So if there is anything exists in the cache, all the values will be deleted. There is another method of deleting the values from the cache, and that is called cache put, but with the negative values. So the way we are using the cache put to insert the values into the database, similarly in this case we are using this one. So let's go ahead and actually let me just echo out the values. Now if I reload, I see this email, but there is, if I want to remove the value, there is a method called forget, but there is another method which is called again the cache put, but I can provide the time to live to which is basically 0 or negative any number. So it could be negative 1, 2, 3 up to so on, or it can be 0. Now when I have done this, so let me just copy this one and echo out again. Now if I reload the page, I see the cache is gone again. So there is another method. There are two ways of removing the values from cache. One is cache forget, the other is cache put. The cache put is used for two different purposes. Either it is used to insert the values into the cache or remove the values from the cache. That's about it for this lecture, and I will see you in the next one.